Manny Pacquiao is making a surprising return to boxing at 46, facing Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. The former 8-division world champ hasn't fought since 2021 and has been out of the rankings for years, though recent training clips show flashes of his old speed and sharpness. Many are questioning whether he's still got it or if this is just about one last payday. At his age, the biggest opponent might not be Barrios, but time itself.
This whole shit with Pacquiao and Barrios, man. Mauricio just want those little sanctioning fees, man. That's all it is. They just want a little sanctioning fees off that Pacquiao purse. I'm not with it. I don't think it's cool. You know, there's other people that kind of deserve that a little better. I personally wanted Boots and Barrios to clash. You know, he got a fight on the way. You know what I'm saying? But it's just stupid. I don't see the fucking point in that fight at all. I mean, if it happens, it happens. At the end of the day, he was a generational talent.
The WBC has controversially ranked Pacquiao at number 5, opening the door for this title shot. Critics say it's unfair to active fighters who've worked their way up. Boxing legend Ricky Hatton slammed the decision, warning it sends a dangerous message. He believes a nearly 50-year-old retired fighter shouldn't jump straight into a title fight without a tune-up. But this is Pacquiao we're talking about. He's built a career on doing the impossible. Can he do it one more time?
Surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and, you know, try his best. That's what Manny, one thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time, but Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight Lucas. You could see it, and then watching the exhibition he had with the Korean guy with all the...
Physically, Pacquiao is no longer the fighter he once was in his last fight. A loss to Yordenis Ugas. Fans saw his speed had slowed and his legs looked tired. He blamed calf cramps, but most saw it as a clear sign of age catching up. Even legends can't escape time, and Pacquiao's sharpest weapons may no longer be as dangerous. New training footage hasn't calmed the critics. Pacquiao's hands are still fast, but his footwork looks sluggish. Some fans commented his legs are gone, and others noticed he looked fatigued just hitting the bag, something they'd never seen before. That's what makes this return so risky. It's not just about punching fast, it's about lasting 12 rounds with a younger, stronger opponent.
100% disrespectful. This is a clown fight. This is a more clown fight than the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. This is an outrage. People should be up in arms about this fight. This is so disrespectful. Barrios loses this fight. He should quit boxing. You let Manny Pacquiao, an old dude who stopped boxing, and then you're his first fight back? You are disrespectful as a champ.
Mario Barrios may not be a superstar, but he's no pushover either. At 29, he's in his prime and fights with constant pressure. While Pacquiao once thrived against aggressive fighters, that was years ago when he could move effortlessly for 12 rounds. Now, that same style could be dangerous. The younger fighter might be able to walk Pacquiao down if his legs can't keep up.
For Mario Barrios' WBC, but here it is. Manny Pacquiao, what he's done, what he's given us throughout the years. Manny Pacquiao always comes to fight. Manny's always going to give us 100% of our money's worth. Win, lose, draw, he gets knocked out or he knocks someone else out, we can always count on Manny to fight. And the other reason is Manny Pacquiao brings money to the sport of boxing. He gets everyone paid. He has an entire country behind him, and he's heavily...
Former champion Sean Porter sees some hope for Pacquiao. On his podcast, he said Pacquiao could still pull off a knockout if his timing is right, and his left hand lands clean. He called the matchup a dream fight for Pacquiao, suggesting Barrios' style could actually help him. But even Porter sounded unsure. It's a risky bet to think a 46-year-old can suddenly fight like he's 26 again.
Hey, what's up? Pacquiao will give any young fighter today problems, bro. Because these young fighters, they don't fight. Pacquiao does. I'm just saying.
But this is the point I was going to make. Do you feel it's fair that he's getting a title shot? He's fighting for the world title. It's like, how are you inactive for that long, and now you get to skip the line?
He gets a pass.
He's like, excuse me, scoot over, back.
It's Manny Pacquiao. He gets a pass. I think so.
And he lost to Ugas.
Veteran trainer Robert Garcia was more blunt. He warned that Barrios is not only younger, but also stronger. Garcia has trained world champions and understands the risks involved. He said Pacquiao would need to be in incredible shape, but added, "I don't see things going right for Manny anymore." Like many others, he fears this fight could hurt Pacquiao's legacy more than help it.
Like I said, looking at his last fight versus Ugas, the last real fight, bro, that was in 2021. That was 4 years ago. Manny Pacquiao's legs were horrible in that fight. Looked like he was stuck in the mud. He was slow. He couldn't get out the way of a right hand to save his life. What is 4 years gonna change? 4 years will make him worse. If he haven't been actively training and facing real competition in the gym, bro, he is gonna get cooked by Mario Barrios.
There are also rumors that money is part of the reason Pacquiao is coming back, even though he's made millions and owns luxury homes, including one in Beverly Hills. Some think financial pressure may be behind the return. In boxing, it's not uncommon for retired champions to fight again when money gets tight. Pacquiao's team says he's fine financially, but the timing of this fight has people questioning that.
What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing's, you know, if you can let 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, you know, Manny Pacquiao going back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But if Manny is coming back, though, you know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul, Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't, he's got that on our previous successes, hasn't he? You know,
Supporters of the comeback compare Pacquiao to Bernard Hopkins, who won a world title at 49. But Hopkins never stopped training and stayed active in the sport. Pacquiao, on the other hand, focused on politics and stepped away from boxing for years. That makes this comeback even riskier. With the fight set for July 19th, he's training hard, but doubts about his condition and motivations are growing louder.
He sees the need, at his age, 46 years old, to come out of retirement after 4 years out of the game, after 6 years since winning a fight. This also being his second fight, professional fight, in that same span of time, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. It's a real shame that he feels the need. Look, he probably lost a lot of money in that political campaign. That's not ideal, right? He probably spent a lot of money on that, drew a lot of money out of his bank account. But it's a shame that a boxer who made, let's be honest, about $500 million over the course of his career.
The Filipino icon will face Mario Barrios on July 19th for the WBC welterweight belt. The fight has divided the boxing world. Oscar De La Hoya, who once fought Pacquiao, is among those concerned. Back in 2008, Pacquiao dominated De La Hoya, forcing him to quit in his corner. Now, 15 years later, De La Hoya isn't sure this comeback is a good idea.
In the long term, it's a short-term play to make money. It will make money. It's just the fight. It's like a concert. You know, all right, it'll be cool. Okay, get to see Pacquiao. And I can't count Manny Pacquiao out because he's Manny Pacquiao. But I think as long as Barrios doesn't freeze up under the moment, you know, as long as Barrios just is Barrios and doesn't overly respect Pacquiao, he's not in awe of Pacquiao, he just treats him like a 46-year-old man, lets his punches go.
That sounds crazy.
I know.
In a recent interview, De La Hoya admitted Pacquiao is no longer the fighter who beat him. He's obviously not the same Pacquiao, he said. I wish him the best, but he's not young anymore. It's a respectful, but clear warning. Not everyone's been that polite. DAZ and analyst Ada Ladipo called the comeback embarrassing and criticized the WBC for approving the fight, calling it a big mistake.
To be honest with you, I mean, it just sort of like sums up the way boxing's going these days. The WBC, I think, is for so many years has been known as the most respected out there. You know, the famous green belt. You know, boxing just seems to have turned a corner. You know, a 58-year-old Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul, 47, 6-year-old Manny Pacquiao coming back.